today, I am speaking to you with the severity of love, because there is a mistake you have made, and heaven has seen it. My beloved child, pause in this moment and do not quickly turn away, for my word does not come to crush you, but to draw you out of a path that could lead you into loss. There are things you thought were only a small decision, a passing word, a hidden compromise, an action no one knew about. But in the realm of light, everything leaves a trace, not so that you would be condemned in despair, but so that you would understand that your life is too precious for me to allow you to continue walking far in confusion. When a child walks near a fire without realizing they are being burned, the father will not whisper weakly, the father will call loudly, will step forward, will stop them. Because love must sometimes wear severity in order to save what is being threatened. I am speaking directly to you with a holy fire, not the fire of destruction, but the fire that reveals truth, so you no longer hide in the darkness of justification. What you did is not as small as you have told yourself. It has opened a crack in your peace, a hollow place in your heart, a door through which confusion can slip in if you continue taking it lightly. You may have tried to cover it with silence. You may have kept yourself busy so you would not have to think about it. You may have told yourself that time would make everything fade. But my child, some things are not healed by forgetfulness. Some wounds, if not brought into the light, quietly grow, making your heart heavy, dimming the clarity of your eyes, and making your steps less steady on the path I have prepared. I do not speak with severity because I hate you. I speak this way because you are worthy of being rescued from what is drawing you away from the truth. Your mistake is not greater than my mercy. But if you hold on to it, hide it, defend it, and turn away from correction, you are allowing that mistake to build a wall between you and peace. I do not want you to live with a divided heart, appearing fine on the outside while inwardly knowing you are avoiding what must be faced. I saw the moment you chose it. I saw the hesitation before you crossed the boundary. I saw the small warning within your heart. And I also saw when you ignored it. But I also saw the pain afterward, the uneasiness afterward, the emptiness afterward. And that is why I am calling you back. You are standing before a very real crossroad. On one side is hardness of heart, where you continue saying that it does not matter, continue delaying repentance, and continue allowing your heart to become familiar with what is wrong. On the other side is restoration, where you courageously bow your head, call what happened by its true name, and allow my light to enter the place you once tried to lock away. Do not fear the truth. My beloved child, the truth may make you tremble at first, but it will free you from the burden that has clung to your shoulders. The one who runs from the truth will always be tired, because they must guard what they hide. The one who steps into truth may hurt while facing it, but afterward they will breathe again with a cleaner freedom. I do not need you to build excuses. I do not need you to decorate your mistake with beautiful words. I need your honesty. Your honesty is the first door through which mercy enters. Tell me what you have done, not because I do not already know, but because when you bring it out of darkness with your own hands, its power over you begins to weaken. Stop blaming the circumstances, other people, weariness, the past, or the wounds you have endured. Those things may explain your weakness, but they are not allowed to rule your choices. You can still return. You can still learn wisdom. You can still allow what went wrong to become a sacred lesson. Instead of a chain pulling you farther away, perhaps you hurt someone. Perhaps you spoke what you should not have spoken. Perhaps you held jealousy, pride, bitterness, or an impure intention within your heart. Perhaps you stepped onto a path that you knew clearly did not belong to the light. Whatever it was, I am not calling you before me to humiliate you. I am calling you like a child standing in the wrong road. Before darkness persuades you that there is no way back, do not believe that lie. There is no fall that can force you to remain forever in the dust if you are willing to reach your hand toward me. But do not deceive yourself by thinking mercy is a reason to continue compromising. Mercy does not indulge what destroys you. Mercy pulls you out, washes you clean, and teaches you to walk differently. I want you to understand that my correction is a form of protection. When I stop you, it is not rejection, but shelter. When I make your heart uneasy before what is wrong, it is not to torment you, but so that you may still recognize the way home. When I allow a warning word to touch you today, it is because the door of restoration is still open. Do not take lightly the grace of being warned. There are people who have allowed their hearts to become so hardened that they no longer hear the gentle reminders. But you still hear. You are still being stirred. You still know that something within you needs to be set right again. And that is a sign that I am still working in you. So return, not merely with outward words, but with a truly deep decision. Begin with silence before me. Do not rush to say much. Let your heart be illuminated. Ask, what in me has strayed from the straight path? Which reminder did I ignore? What do I need to correct? Whom do I need to apologize to? What habit must I release before it pulls me farther away? When you ask with sincerity, I will show you step by step. Perhaps you need to go to someone and speak an apology. Perhaps you need to end a connection that is no longer pure. Perhaps you need to return what does not belong to you. Perhaps you need to change the way you speak, think, and react. Perhaps you need to step out of a place that has nourished your weakness for too long. Do not fear those steps. Every step back toward the light is upheld by me, my beloved child. I do not want this mistake to become your identity. You are not your fall. You are not your moment of weakness. You are not what you did when you lacked awareness. But you also cannot be free if you keep pretending nothing happened. Restoration begins when you stop running away. Let me wash clean what has clouded your heart. Let me restore within you uprightness, humility, and peace. Let me teach you to fear what harms you, but not to fear drawing near to me. For I am your Father. I am severe toward what destroys you, but gentle toward a repentant heart. If this word hurts you today, understand that it is the pain of awakening, not the pain of rejection. A wound being cleansed may sting, but that very sting shows that what is harmful is being removed. Do not close your heart because you feel touched. Let that touch lead you to freedom. I do not stand before you with a closed door. I stand with open arms. But those arms do not draw you back so you can continue as before. They welcome you home so you can be transformed. I want to see you walk lighter, cleaner, wiser, and more able to guard the sacred things I have placed in your life. Now, choose. Do not choose through a rushed promise in an emotional moment, but through a true turning back. Lay that mistake down before me. Ask for light to enter the place you have hidden. Let mercy do what self-blame can never do, not only make you sad because you were wrong, but lift you up to live rightly. I still call you my child. I still see the goodness that can be restored within you. I still have a path for you after today, but you must step toward the light. Come near to me. My beloved child, let my severity become a fence that protects you, and let my kindness become the water that cleanses, renews, and brings you back to the peace you had lost. You must understand that heaven has never ignored the things you choose. Even though the world rushes by as if everything were small and easily forgotten, every action you take leaves a mark. Every decision is like a step, either bringing you closer to the light or pulling you into the dim place where confusion begins to grow. I come to you now not to cover you with shame, nor to make you bow your head in guilt. But I will not soften the truth so much that it loses its power to awaken. There are times when gentle words can comfort, but there are also times when truth must be spoken clearly, because a heart that has fallen asleep in familiarity cannot awaken through pleasant whispers alone. You need to recognize the seriousness of this moment, not so you will be afraid, but so you will not continue repeating what has carried you away from peace. Listen to me with all the sincerity still remaining within you. What I am speaking is not meant to condemn you, but to call you back. I do not want you to continue going farther in a direction that seemed harmless at first. But the farther you go, the more it causes you to lose purity, awareness, and the sense of being covered by my protection. Some deviations look very small at the beginning, like a thin crack in stone, but if they are left unattended, they can spread into a wide break. That is why I call you now, before what seems small becomes a burden harder to untangle. This is mercy stopping you. This is love placing a hand upon your shoulder and saying, do not take another step in that direction. If in this moment you feel something stirring within your heart, do not quickly deny it. Do not call it discomfort and try to avoid it. Do not use busyness, noise, or your own reasoning to silence it. That stirring is the sign that I am still touching you. It is the beginning of restoration, seeking its way back into the hidden place within you. Perhaps you do not yet understand why this word makes your heart feel heavy. Why you feel as though a light is shining on something you tried to ignore. Why your attention is being held so strongly. But I do not act randomly. I do not call you with a serious voice unless something needs to be saved from breaking. I do not stop you here simply to make you uneasy. I hold you here so you do not rush into something that will cost you more than you imagine. My beloved child, what needs to be corrected cannot be delayed forever. There are things that, if faced early, require only humility, a return, and a firm decision. But if you continue avoiding them, they may grow into heavier consequences. A wrong word left uncorrected can become distance. A misaligned choice left unchanged can become a habit. A small compromise left unrecognized can open the door to many things that trouble your heart. I do not want you to lose what I have cultivated within you simply because you refuse to stop at the right time. I do not want you to look back and ask why you saw the signs yet still chose to step past them. Today, I am placing before you an opportunity to return before everything becomes more tangled. What you did does not exist only in the outward action. The deeper root is an inward turning away. You stepped outside what I once placed in your heart: uprightness, purity, discernment, peace, and gentle obedience to my call. Perhaps, in your eyes, it does not seem too great. Perhaps you told yourself that everyone has moments like this, that it is not worth worrying about, that you are still fine. But my child, a road can change direction because of one small turn. A boat can drift far from shore not because of one great storm, but because little by little it is no longer held on course. And I will not allow you to drift in silence, because I have marked you for something higher than chaos, higher than compromise, higher than the cycles that wear you down. You are not ordinary, created to live according to whatever current pulls you along. You were not made to be led by passing emotions, by the pressure of others, by haste, by fear of loss, or by things that bring temporary ease while taking away lasting peace. I placed within you a deeper calling. I planted in you the ability to recognize what is light and what only disguises itself as light. When you step away from that, you will feel unsettled, not because I hate you, but because my presence within you cannot agree with what draws you away from truth. That uneasiness is a bell of mercy. It does not come to destroy you, but to awaken you. Listen very carefully, because what I am saying now carries enough weight to change your direction if you receive it. I do not leave you in anger. I do not turn my face away simply because you have been wrong. I do not stand at a distance waiting for you to collapse so I can say you deserved it. My nature is to restore, to seek, to lift up, and to lead you back to where you belong. But restoration cannot happen if you stubbornly pretend everything is fine. Healing cannot enter a place you have locked with pride. Guidance cannot lift you while you still cling to what is pulling you down. I need your attention. I need your humility. I need you to be honest enough to say, yes, I have stepped off course. Yes, I need to be brought back. Do not be afraid to look straight at it. The truth may sting for a moment, but self-deception will hurt you much longer. When you acknowledge where you were wrong, you do not become small before me. You become soft enough for me to straighten what has bent. When you lay down justification, you do not lose dignity, you regain freedom. When you stop blaming circumstances, other people, and old wounds, you do not deny your pain. You simply refuse to let that pain continue controlling your choices. I know you had reasons. I know certain pressures made you weary. I know some wounds made you vulnerable. But my beloved child, reasons are not chains. You can still return. You can still choose light. You can still begin again under my guidance. You cannot correct what you refuse to face. You cannot enter a new season while still holding the things that belong to the old one. You cannot pray for peace while continuing to nurture what drives peace away. There are things you must release, not because I want to take something from you, but because they are taking you away from yourself. There are connections that need to be set back within boundaries. There are habits that need to be cut off from your life. There are thoughts that need to be brought into the light so they no longer quietly lead you astray. And there are apologies, correction, and decisions to turn back that must be made with humble courage. I am opening a way back for you, not a path of disgrace, but a path of grace. Step into it while you can still hear my voice clearly. Let your heart soften before my correction. Do not see the warning as rejection. Do not see the serious reminder as a sign that I no longer love you. It is precisely because I love you that I do not let you fall asleep beside the edge of a cliff. It is precisely because you are precious that I do not let you trade your destiny for temporary things. It is precisely because I know you were born for something more beautiful that I call you back now. So pause. My beloved child, breathe deeply, lower your heart, and return to me in complete truth. There is no need to hide. There is no need to decorate the mistake. There is no need to fear that I will use your weakness against you. I am the Father of restoration. I am the one who knows how to straighten crooked paths, cleanse what has been stained, renew what has grown weary, and bring you back to the place where peace can cover you once again. If you answer today, this moment will no longer be the place where you were accused, but the milestone of your return, and from that place, I will lead you by light, keep you in wisdom, and restore within you what seemed to have been dimmed by deviation. There is still grace for you in this moment. But my grace is never a veil that covers the truth, so you can continue walking in what is drawing you away from the light. My beloved child, listen to me with a humble heart, for this word does not come to crush you, but to pull you out of a place where you have begun slipping deeper than you realized. I do not name your mistake to shame you, but to help you recognize that the door of return is still open. Grace does not mean that I pretend everything is fine while something within you is misaligned. Grace means I come near to you before consequences have time to take root, before familiarity with the mistake makes you stop seeing its danger, before your heart grows so hardened that it no longer trembles before my gentle call. I am giving you another opportunity, not because what you did is small, but because my love is greater than your fall. I am standing here and speaking to you clearly, so you do not need to guess in confusion, hide behind reasons you have built for yourself, or continue wondering whether you truly need to change. Yes, you need to return. Yes, you need to stop. Yes, you need to bring your heart back under my guidance. What pulled you into misalignment cannot continue holding authority over your decisions. The habits that blurred your sight, the connections that weakened you, the self-justifications that made you comfortable in what was not good, all must be laid down before me. Not so I can take away your joy, but so I can free you from what is pretending to be joy while quietly draining your strength. Not so I can make you small, but so I can bring you back to your rightful place, where you can stand upright in peace and no longer hide yourself. You are not alone in this correction. I know that when truth touches your heart, you may feel heavy, uncomfortable, even tempted to turn away because you do not want to clearly see what you have allowed to happen. But my child, this discomfort is not a sign that I have abandoned you. Sometimes the sharp pain of awakening is proof that your heart is still soft, still able to hear, still able to be brought home. I am near you right now, nearer than your self-condemning thoughts, nearer than the fear that you have ruined everything, nearer than the shame trying to silence you. I am watching not to catch your faults, but to see whether you will return. What I seek from you is not a perfect performance, not a beautiful promise, only for you to repeat the old path tomorrow. What I seek is your direction, your honesty, and the humble decision that says, I do not want to continue walking farther away from what is right. Do not let pride keep you imprisoned in a place you only need to step out of. Pride often says you do not need to apologize, do not need to correct anything, do not need to admit anything, do not need to return because you still have everything under control. But, my beloved child, pride is a heavy garment that makes the one who is sinking believe they are still standing firm. It makes you defend the mistake instead of protecting life. It makes you preserve the outward image while inwardly you lose clarity. Lay it down. There is no shame in returning to me. There is no failure in admitting that you need guidance. The child who bows before truth will be lifted at the right time. The child who lays down what has led them off course will receive back the freedom they thought was lost. Also, do not let fear tell you it is too late. It is not too late. My child, if it were too late, I would no longer speak to you with such clarity. If I wanted to abandon you, I would let you continue walking in silence, allowing the distance to grow until you no longer recognized it. But because I still call, because my word still touches your heart, because you still feel reminded, you must understand that my hand is still reaching out. My voice is not the final sentence of condemnation, but the invitation to return. I do not call you back to frighten you, but so that you may live in alignment once again. I do not warn you because I despise you, but because I see that the path you are on, if you do not stop, will lead to loss you do not need to bear. You were chosen for things far greater than this moment of failure. Do not let a season of weakness become your identity. Do not let one wrong decision make you believe your entire journey has been erased. Do not let one slip keep you lying on the ground when I am still calling you to rise. You have been set apart to grow, to become stronger, to step into a purpose wider than temporary impulse, deeper than passing temptation, and more enduring than the voices that pull you away from the straight path. But that purpose cannot fully open while you remain where you fell and call it normal. I will not build your future on a foundation you know is cracked. Because I love you, I will point to that crack. Because I want you to stand firm, I will repair it before the house within you suffers more harm. I am not finished with you, but I will not ignore what needs to be changed. My love is not indulgence that makes you weaker. My love is the lamp that shines into dark places, the hand that pulls you from the edge, the voice that awakens you when you begin to grow used to a dangerous sleep. I correct you because I care. I remind you because I see what you can become when you return to the right direction. I know you can live with more clarity than this. I know you can choose what is cleaner, stronger, and wiser. I know that within you there is still a desire for what is right, even though at times you have been pulled by what is easier. Therefore, I do not give up on you in the way you have sometimes wanted to give up on yourself. You are still within my reach. You are still watched over by me. You are still connected to a purpose that one mistake cannot erase. But you must understand this with seriousness. ignoring this call will deepen the distance. Not because I move away first, but because each time you resist the truth, your heart learns to hear less. Each time you delay your return, what is misaligned gains more ground. Each time you say, "Later," you give darkness more time to persuade you that nothing needs to change. I do not want you to live that way. I do not want you to wake up one day and realize you have gone too far from peace simply because you refused to stop when I called. So, return in this very moment. My beloved child, you do not need to bring a long explanation. You do not need to cover anything. You do not need to punish yourself to prove that you are sorry. Come to me with truth. Say what must be said. Lay down what must be laid down. Leave what must be left. Let me teach you to walk again, step by step, in uprightness. I am not standing at the end of the road waiting for you to crawl to me in exhaustion. I am drawing near to you at the very point where you stop and choose to turn around. Grace is here, but grace is calling you to act. Mercy is here, but mercy is inviting you to adjust your direction. And when you answer, not with empty words, but with a heart truly returning, you will see that I not only forgive, but also restore, not only correct, but also lift up, not only warn, but also guide you into a path brighter than you thought you could still walk. There was a moment when you hesitated before making that choice, and that hesitation itself was my gentle touch, leading you away from what you should not step into. You felt it, even though at the time you could not name it. I could not fully understand why there was suddenly a pause within you, a very soft restraint, a feeling as though an invisible hand had rested upon your shoulder and told you to slow down. My beloved child, that pause was not weakness, nor was it indecision. It was a signal of protection, a reminder from the holy place. A small light lit before you entered a turn that could drain your peace. But you stepped past it. And that is why today I speak to you with the firmness of love. Do not continue pretending you never felt that restraint. Acknowledge it. Not so you can blame yourself, but so awareness within you can be rebuilt. When you dare to tell yourself the truth, I felt that something was not right. You are reopening the door for my guidance to enter more clearly. Truth does not crush you. Truth frees you from old cycles. I do not bring this up to shame you, but to teach you to treasure the quiet warnings I place within your heart. The more you listen to those small signs, the more you will walk with clarity, and the less you will need to turn back in regret. What I want you to understand more deeply is that this is not merely about one isolated decision. This is a lesson about your sensitivity to my guidance. If you continually ignore the inner reminders, over time, they will grow more distant in your perception. Not because I stop loving you, but because you have trained yourself to step past the warning light. I do not want you to live like someone walking in fog, choosing hastily and then carrying consequences that were not necessary. You were created to walk in connection with me, in a discernment that is gentle yet firm, in a peace that knows what to approach and what to leave behind. Perhaps regret is rising within you now. Let me tell you this, that regret does not come to bury you. It comes to awaken you. It becomes a chain only when you allow it to hold you in guilt. But if you look directly at it with sincerity, it will become a door opening toward change. Do not let that feeling drag you down into the darkness of self-blame. Let it guide you back to uprightness, where you know what must be released, what must be stopped, and what must be chosen again. So today, lay down your excuses. Lay down the effort to convince yourself that it does not matter. Return to the clarity I am giving you. I do not ask you to carry guilt on your shoulders forever. I only invite you to respond with a truthful heart. You become stronger not because you have never been wrong, but because after recognizing what was not right, you know how to return nearer to me. And when you return, I will not close the door. I will lead you forward with greater clarity, deeper peace, and firmer steps on the path